I'm excited to be leading our business planning meeting. I've been in the business over 25 years. I started at the ripe old age of 17 and was very blessed. I got to work with my dad. That's what got me into the business. And I worked both in commercial real estate as well as residential real estate. I've coached over my career for many different companies, including Brian Buffini, Marilyn Jennings, and then coached with Tom Ferry and Mike Ferry as well. So it's kind of come full circle, and I'm very happy and blessed that with ArtisTree, we have our own brokerage and our own brand, and we're able to kind of give back to our own agents. And one of the things that we wanted to do today was go through our business plan. One of the things I've learned in my career and in my tenure is that planning is critical to your success. And that's not just planning for business, but it's planning, for different goals, different things that you have in your life that you want to achieve. And, we'll get into all those different goals, but I believe that if you enjoy what you do, you're never going to work a day in your life because it just becomes a part of who you are. And a part of that, wanting to help people, it really helped me work with a lot of clients, women who are on their own, building their portfolios, getting into commercial real estate, buying investment properties, buying triple net properties, buying apartment buildings. So I love commercial, but my heart's in residential. I love style, I love luxury, and I love good service. I'm a big proponent, or advocate, that's the best word, for, good service. And if someone gives me good service, I'm willing to pay for it. And that's how ArtisTree was born. As things are becoming a lot more commercialized and a lot more depersonalized with places like Amazon and buying things over the net, and COVID's kind of fast forwarded us 10 years into that. I really, Monica and I were out for a girls' trip, which Monica so graciously had invited me to. One of the things that we discussed, and we both our minds came together, was being able to do what we love for people we care about, which are our clients and our team members, and be able to do it for a company that's our own. I went to Monica and I said, I've got an idea. Let's talk about it after our girls' trip. And that's how ArtisTree was born. So it's kind of a marriage of many things, but one of the things in that is being able to give that personalized service to our clients, as well as grow our team, but grow our team in a way where you have that coaching. You have that mentor who's always going to be with you. It's not like you join a corporate company and you're with them and they end up, kind of setting you on your way, and then you're kind of on your own. Especially in markets like this, you need to learn to be able to pivot and know where to go and what to do. And so not only are we going to be able to provide you that coaching, but we're going to be able to provide you with our experience and our skill set and leads on top of that, because we have both been recognized in the top 1% of the country. And we are very blessed to do that and be able to share. So without too much further ado and too much more about me, we will talk a little bit more about ArtisTree and the brand and how it's a little bit different than any other company besides what we offer our agents and our clients. We've got an environmental friendly factor in there for every sale we do, we plant a tree for our clients, whether it's in their new home or the home they sell. That's for our future, for our longevity as environmentalists, as well as for our children. So we'll get more into that, and we'll both answer any questions you guys might have. We are going to start with the first page, which is, what is your big why? And along the way, we will share our big whys, and your why can always shift. When I started in the business, my big why was, my dad was a realtor. I was the eldest of 3 kids. I wanted to be able to pay for my education without being too much of a burden on my dad. I wanted to go to law school. I wanted to finish my degree at University of Toronto. And so I wanted to get my license so I could help him. So he didn't have to take it all on his own. And so that was my big why. So over the next hour and a half or however long we've got, I would love for you guys to be able to write these things out, because my goal, not only for you, but for me as well, is to complete my business plan. Real estate is 90 days out, meaning whatever we do now, whatever we plan now, expect, if you're actually doing it diligently, that you're going to be paid out in 90 days. Yeah, let's do that. Let's take 2 minutes to write down our big whys. Question on page 2 is, are you coachable? That is the same kind of notion as, are you a sponge? Will you take things in? For me, one of the big things that I was asked, are you coachable? When I started out in the business, and I didn't know exactly what that meant. Does anyone know what that means? Okay. So what coachability is are you open to doing whatever a coach tells you to do to achieve your goals? Are you willing to get on a phone call and call expireds or call cancels or call for sale by owners? Are you comfortable and coachable or to be able to sit at an open house? And actually you're not sitting, you're at an open house and you're talking to strangers who walk through the door. Are you willing to get up and first thing in the morning, whether it's COVID or anything else, get dressed like you're going to work? So these are all things that, as a coach, I've had conversations over the years with many people who have had different things going on in their lives or in their mind. And, I'm always looking to see if they're coachable, because if you're coachable, you are going to be able to pivot and do things and be held accountable. And so that's something you need to ask yourself. Am I coachable? What am I comfortable doing? What am I uncomfortable doing? You don't need to do everything a coach tells you to do. Some people are great on the phone and others just don't want to be on a phone, which is totally fine. But you have to ask yourself, what am I willing to do if I know that I'm not going to fail? And I've kind of butchered that saying, but that's kind of how I think. If I know that, failure is not an option, and I can speak for myself and say I've had times in my life where I had to do it. If I didn't do it, I was gonna be in trouble. And so failure was not an option. And I needed to make myself coachable. I needed to make myself as pliable as I could be. And so that's something you need to ask yourself. And if not, write down, what is it that you have resistance against, and why? And why is it that, you were willing to do some things and not other things? Maybe you make it as a challenge for yourself. Again, there are going to be things that you're not going to want to do ever. One thing for me is I'm not a big door knocker. I mean, I would door knock with, a colleague or one of you, but I would not want to go and door knock on my own. I'm a 2.5, 110-pound petite woman, and I'm scared to knock on my own. So I just can't do that. But that's my reason. I already know why I wouldn't door knock. But that's things that you need to ask yourself. Am I coachable? And that's whether it's a personal trainer or a business coach or a therapist. Those are all things that some way or another, they are going to ask you that question. That's something, whether you've filled it out now or you want to fill it out at the end, just write down, whether you're coachable or not. And if not, what are the things that you want to be coachable on?